how to choose what 3D print farm to use and which ones not to use. And 100% of the community should never, ever consider using a pirate farm who steal and rob from the honest community. And there's little old ladies in our community. And those pirate farms are robbing and stealing from little old ladies. Very grim. You wouldn't want to use a pirate farm. And how do we tell? Well, you can do a physical test where you go and ask them to print an STL for you, and you'd be getting them to see if they'd sell you a copy of that print without license checking at 3dmdb.com, Yegi, STL Finder, that's one word, and the internet. And you'd go there and you'd sort by oldest first to see if what you're about to sell has already been invented and if royalties apply. And if that print farm sells you a copy of that print and they didn't check those sites and they didn't pay therefore that royalty, that's piracy, that's a crime, they're criminals. And those pirate farms can and are being closed down, and good riddance. They're robbing and stealing from the community, and these little old ladies in our community, so they're stealing and robbing little old ladies. You know, how grim is that? So never ever ever use a piracy farm. Now I ask 3D print farms a couple of basic piracy questions to see if they're worth considering using, because you can just write to them and ask them. And the questions are, do you license check all 3D print sales? Now, if they refuse to answer or won't answer or hide your posts, which all you do is you go onto another computer, have a look on, for example, YouTube, and if the comment is hidden or the question is hidden, I wouldn't touch them with a 10-foot pole. So I suggest 100% of the community needs to start asking these questions first, because the pirate farms are totally out of control and it's just horrific. So, hang on. So remember, always license check all uploads before you license your new creation to find out whether it's actually been invented or not. The only way to know is to actually license check and find out whether what you think you've drawn is original or not, because it might have been invented already and royalties apply. And as I've mentioned, 3D print farms should be license checking before all sales, and it doesn't matter who drew the file, whether I drew the file, you drew the file, or they drew you the file, or you or somebody found it free on Thingiverse, or you purchased the STL, because none of that proves that you have the right to sell that print, because all of those might not be original. They might not meant to be there. They could be pirate files. Now I know this from experience, how badly it can go wrong. And when someone starts either giving away a file, for example, and they weren't meant to, and then they start creating a whole lot of other pirates who get busted for piracy because some idiot didn't license check before they uploaded. So again, I'm going to say it again, 3D print farms are obligated to pay royalties on licensed 3D print sales. To make commercial gain falls on the 3D print farm to get the license check correctly, nobody else. So always 100% of the community ask your 3D print farm that piracy question: do they license check all 3D print sales? And if they won't answer, don't use them. Don't even consider using them. Alright, be careful, take care, good luck everybody.